personalize it and make it the most symbolic thing that we have on ourselves. Everybody likes brand new shiny things, but you know, it seems that like whenever it comes to our helmets and some of our equipment, we don't want that. We want the stuff that's been worn, that we've made the character on, and it matches what some of our lifestyle outside of the firehouse. And one of the things Vic did ask is we give him his helmet. We also have his shield whenever he was chief, that he had ordered whenever he got it. One of the things that the fire service is, you know, you retire at your highest rank. He did serve as chief for a year after serving assistant chief and lieutenant and just about everything else for years to come along to this. And whenever I think about Vic and stuff, all the times we made a lot of runs, just him and I during the day. Whether it was a medical run or car wreck, is whenever I could, if I walked outside of Dad's whenever I still lived there and saw the van there, I knew Vic was going to be there. It was one of the dependable things that we always had, and yeah, he made some pretty big shoes to fill as assistant chief. There's a lot of things that were behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't see that he did. He was, I know he was a big help whenever it came to doing reports and all the EMS stuff, and it made a pretty big shoes to fill, and we're doing the best we can, and we appreciate everything that he did for us. So the helmet, again, one of the most symbolic things, and then also one of the things that he'll present is the chief, the badge that you wore whenever you were chief is yours as well.
Yeah. Well, it's always an honor to come out here and to a good friend, someone who really stepped up during the years. Hard to say farewell. I know you're still around, but miss you. Because, you know, when we had runs, I was at work or I was gone. Missy, I'll tell you, they couldn't tell whether it was me or Vic on the radio. They always said, "Damn, he's always home." No. But you know, I never worried about what was being done. Everything that they did when I wasn't there made me feel great as a chief, and it was because of his dedication and the time he put in to train and to learn. You know, his. He was ahead of me in the EMS stuff. I've never been an EMT, but I'm telling you that I'd have put my life out. He could have taken care of me anytime. I'd have trusted him with my life. So we could tell a lot of stories. Not sure how far I get through with it, but we could tell a lot of stories. But we probably already heard them all. Yeah.
My favorite was the semi-wreck with the gasoline tanker.
Yeah.
It was the first big run I was in charge of, and he called me on the radio and said, "What do you need?" I said, "You here now." I was over my head and overwhelmed. But that was the last time I was overwhelmed and over my head. I got better as I went, as we trained, and I learned. But one time when I was in charge, I was overwhelmed, and that was it. And he got there and saved my ass.
But you know, the other thing, we've seen a lot of good and bad.
Oh.
Life and death.
I delivered a baby.
Yep.
Saved my baby.
You know, it's 32 years. It's a lot of time. We may be a small department, but what we did for ourselves and what the stage we set for ourselves and the expectations we made ourselves live up to is second to none. Like I said, I never had a problem when I wasn't there that things wouldn't be done right, because Vic was there as when he was assistant chief, because he did the job that we needed, and I never doubted anything that he did. I call him up and say, "Hey, everything all right?" "Yeah." I said, "Anything you need?" He said, "No." And
you always knew when we messed up when we called you.
Yeah.
First. He never had to find out we made a mistake, because I called him, said I made a mistake.
Yeah, something went wrong, something didn't go the way it should have, but we still, we made it through every one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. So, one of the things that we started doing a few years ago was basically we wanted to ask, what would you like to have as your, whether it's a 5-year award or a 40-year award, what do you want? Because we don't want to give them something that they either don't want or they won't cherish. And Vic told me that one of the things you'd like to have is an axe on a plaque. And so,
Whoa.
I have a little axe.
no, after 32 years, you don't get a little axe.
Fucking there for you.
Yep. We got this put together. We put his the Department of Air Force insignia on there, along with his EMS, and the Maltese cross on the axe for his.
God, that's
for
good.
Vic,
It's really pretty.
for his fire service time. It says 32 years of dedication to the Lewis Township Fire Department, the community of Lewis Township and its neighbors. May of '82 to May of 2014.
Thank you.
Yep.
No, that's real nice. I ain't got much to say. That he already said, but when I joined the fire department, I had my coat was a rubberized coat with long boots and a real thin helmet and orange rubber gloves. And we had the newest truck was a '78. We got they got modern equipment while I was there. Not because I was there, but I helped a little bit. But the young guys on the department now don't realize how hard work we've done in the past with Max and Cindy and the one Jack and Sherry and Diane, and the ones who were there before when we had we had to do bingo on Friday night. And the young guys are lucky.
I wasn't even going to talk about fundraisers.
That was a big part of it. These young guys don't realize how lucky they are when they're getting on the Lewis Township now because they ain't got to do that crap. We had to do it to survive. The first EMS equipment was bought out of me and Brian's pocket. We didn't have the fire department had the money for it. All the bandage and everything come out of me and his pocket. And now we got from one of the premier rescue trucks in the state, as far as I'm concerned. That wasn't because of me, it was because we wanted to do that, our community needed it. Jasonville wasn't doing rescue at the time, and search and rescue was too far away, so we had to do it ourselves.
Linton was probably the closest one.
Yeah, Linton was probably the closest. You couldn't depend on Linton to be
Salt
there
were
either.
the two closest.
Yeah.
But we had to do it, and we did it. And we got pretty good. They're getting better, and they're still getting better at it, and they're really good at it, too. If you're ever sick, you want to make sure you're in Lewis Township. No, Jasonville now, but I know a lot of people in Jasonville now.
Yeah.
But if you get sick, the guys at home will take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
I trust them with my child. That they taking care of Vicky when I happen to be there or something. So I ain't gonna say I'm going to miss it. I don't miss it now. I may miss it later. I was done. I think I burnt myself out. But I had a good time when I was there, though. Where else do you drive and ride around $300,000 vehicles and run lights and sirens and piss people off, and you can tell them tough shit. One guy we filled into the water truck one time, and this guy said, "Well, I can't get out. I can't see with that fire truck." He said, "What gives you authorization to do this?" I said, "See them red lights? That gives me everything I want to know." "Well, what's your chief's name?" I said, "He's right down that fire. You can go talk to him." He didn't, but he knew better. We didn't make mistakes like that. We parked the truck right to do what we had to do. We're the church fire of Owen County. We get over there, me and old Harold was filling the tanker, and this guy comes up to me and said, "Somebody broke the hydrant." They did. He goes, "They got this little valve on here." I said, "Oh, I put that on there." "Well, why'd you do that?" I said, "It's called a hydrant valve." "Well, why'd you do it?" I said, "If my chief come by and seen it wasn't on there, he'd been really mad." Because that's what we do. But these guys had no clue what it was. They're in the fire service, and the hydrant valve. Everybody knew what a hydrant valve was. But we did, Little Comont. I want to thank everybody for coming. And my God, this is beautiful. I didn't get nothing like that when I got out of the Air Force. I got a boot in the ass.
Well, we're better than them.
I got a boot in the ass and said, "See you later." But thank you, everybody.
Card for you.
Thank you.
And,
I
get
can
Vic
say
that.
a word here.
Yeah, you can.
No, go ahead.
You don't need to hold that the whole time, Vic, for you.
Your mom still mad at me?
Me and Vic have a little special history for me. I've been in the fire service for 18 years, 16 with the Department of Defense.
Of course. Well, he was 18, he wanted to be a professional firefighter. They don't hire professional firefighters at 18 years old. That's what the Air Force does.
I think his exact words were,
I think I said take shades off now.
help me out if you can help me out on this. It was something along the lines of, quit pissy-assing around and go down and talk to the recruiter.
Yeah. I said, you want to be a professional firefighter right now, go talk
I
to the
said, I
recruiter.
have no desire to go in the military, and he says, they have the best fire academy in the world.
Yep, they do.
I said, what?
Crash Fire Rescue.
And lo and behold, I gotta agree with him.
Yeah, but his mother's mad at me. I don't want to talk to him and going, I didn't take much talking. He wanted to be a professional firefighter right then.
And that was the way to go. But even before that, you know, I went and got my EMT, and you know, you walk out of that class, piece of paper, and a little idea stuff that can happen, stuff that you read about, but actually getting out there and getting your hands dirty with it, you know, I mean, it's daunting. And just having Vic there, that presence, he kept it calm. He says, everything's going right, everything's going good. You know, he'd say, hey, go get this back. Yep, that looks good. We get back to the station, he'd say, okay, you did this a little different than I would. You might think about how you were doing that for the next time. But you know, I've got a lot of justified ass chewings from Vic. You know, and one of the things I always respected about Vic was that he would tell me exactly like it was. And it was a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but you know.
Well, that's why Brian was with me. I made a mistake. He told me exactly what I did wrong, why he was mad at me.
And it made me better for him.
It made me better.
So, being prior Air Force, I thought this would be a good gift to present, and this is presented from the city of Jasonville Fire Department. But I picked it out because it's a challenge coin. I feel you might be drinking a little bit more now, that you don't have to worry
Not
about
that
them
much.
pagers and all that, but if you do, toss it around every now and again, man. Have someone else buy you beer.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, everybody. I sure appreciate it.
This is from Runt Township. Jeff brought it up the station today.